Welcome to episode 28 of the Out on Loan podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jeffrey Canova, joined by my good fellow, amazing co-host here in Isaac Housen, Kieran Keneally, and Aricho Chargy. Please excuse if I sound a little bit sick today. I know I sound a little bit congested. That's because I've been recovering from just a little bit of an illness here as we head into springtime, getting away from the winter. You know, it's just that weird transitional period. It could also explain the fact that we just got back from St. James's Park as well. You know how cold it gets here, Richo. You know, we had a good time. Shout out to Newcastle, England, man. I thought I had a great time. Newcastle United. Shout out to the fans, the Geordies, man.
Shout out to the Geordies, yeah.
Man, it was
awesome
fun. We had a great time. We just got back from our flight, or like 10-hour plus flight, and then we just magically made it here. We just, teleported. So it was just amazing, man, just to watch that game and now just give us a full analysis, from watching it POV to the podcast. Like, it was fun being in England for like almost 2 hours, man. It was just a blast.
I like that you guys chose to get ready and go home instead of just doing the podcast from the airport. I really appreciate the dedication.
That's great dedication. That's professionalism right there.
For sure.
That's next level right there.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you.
Obviously, for our Spotify listeners, you might be thinking, what the hell are these guys talking about? Because you can't see my face with the sarcasm, obviously. We just got back from the Cosm. Shout out to the Cosm, man. Awesome experience getting to witness such an amazing event. Obviously not the best of results because we did wanted to see one of our teams that we were supporting to win, but it was still an awesome first-time experience from both me and Aricha. Just VR and just the way the game is going to change. Just sports in general is going to change from this. It's just going to be absolutely amazing. I have a question for you and Isaac Kieran before we move on. Like, are you guys anywhere near like some type of like massive VR zone or area that can kind of stream games like that where like you're almost immersed into the games?
Not that I know of, at least in my hometown, there isn't anything like that. Maybe in like a bigger city nearby, but nothing where I'm from.
Maybe Buffalo. I think the closest thing I probably have is my 10-year-old cousin has VR, so I could load it up in one of those. Then I could go like it's a couple blocks away, but I'm sure maybe something in Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, from my understanding, I know there's like Cosm LA. That's the one that we went to because Jeff and I are from LA. But the other one is also in Dallas. Other than that, I don't think there is any other Cosm screens, but they should.
I think Vegas has one or no?
Oh yeah, I guess Vegas technically. I mean, Vegas has the Sphere, and that's like that's another level of like viewing. So there should be more. I feel like New York, Boston, any of the big cities, they should like start developing some because that was pretty dope. And we were like all the way up too. Like if we were in the middle or like up front, then that would have been probably even more insane. But maybe that's like for next time.
Yeah, and it was a nice hospitality too. I mean, awesome tenders. The fans were great too. Shout out to this one fan. I don't know, you're probably not listening to this, but like, dude, he was just starting the United trend. All the United fans. Started the Zlatan one too. He's 6'5". He's hard as. Shout out to him.
He gets the Reds excited. Came from PSG. Yeah,
it was a blast, but no, just an awesome experience. I'm hoping that with the way sports is and how much technology has changed over the last few years, we're gonna get more of this. I know the Prem does it, basketball, NBA does it, WWE is doing it. Obviously they had an amazing shot with the World Series too. I thought that one was the best one that I saw. I was like, damn, like that's amazing. So I'm hoping they do more Prem games, and then more like La Liga games, more Champions League. Like, man, I would like to see Champions League do that. It would be absolutely amazing. Like, imagine like you're at the Bernabeu for a Champions League game and Madrid does, or like a Bayern, for example, it's game winner right there, and you just see it. Like, that would be amazing. But what else was amazing from today was just like the crazy Premier League games that we had. Just an amazing match day, I would say, or these last few days. I know we have one more tomorrow with, I believe, Tottenham against Crystal Palace. But the Premier League title, another crazy event, only because of the results that happened, and then obviously for the Champions League spots. But as always, we're going to begin with Manchester United because that was obviously the game that we saw. And for the United boys, obviously, I'll give you guys the spotlight as always, and then I'll give my intake. But I think I want to start off with this, right? Aricha brought up the point, right, when it was 1-1 at halftime. Obviously, for any spoilers out there, United lost 2-1 today to away at Newcastle United. Very disappointing loss. Michael Carrick's first loss. as an interim manager for United. I jinxed United, so I apologize for you too. Richard brought up the good point. Hey, I know it's 1-1. We're up a man because Newcastle were down a red card by the end of halftime. Um, I'm still not confident. We've seen it against Everton. I was like, no, you guys, that was on the Ruben Amber. No way this changes. And then I just saw the game winner, and I'm just sitting there like, and I'm watching throughout the game. I'm like, you might just get a draw from this. And then I saw the game winner, that amazing goal from Newcastle. And I'm just like, yeah, there's a reason why we don't trust a lot in this United team. But go ahead, boys. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, to start off, first of all, I thought like we were gonna end up in a draw, just with the way the game was going. Newcastle was like obviously hitting us. Well, first of all, the first 15 minutes of that second half, the way Newcastle played, I was like, damn, it looks like as if we are the ones that are down a man, and they're the ones that are playing with 11 men. The way they were like dominating, and then we started like creating our chances, got really close, and then those weren't just getting anywhere close to the net. So I was like, okay, well, I guess it's gonna end up in a 1-1 tie. And then of course the substitutions had to be made, where Manuel Ugarte and, to my surprise, Tyrell Malacia also enters the field. Um, and we had to pay the price for it because Malacia got absolutely cooked by Osulo, and he just like, I mean, first of all, credit to Osulo for even like running down that pitch from his side, saving that ball from going out of bounds. And I don't know. I guess like Maguire could have also like sprinted it and just like slid and kicked that ball away out of bounds, but he still like kept his ground. But Tyrell, man, what the hell was that defending? That was so bad. You have to like do a better job at like covering there, and you got absolutely beaten. Maguire didn't have enough time to like come up as like a backup cover and bends it around Maguire. Sene probably didn't see it because Maguire was kind of blocking that shot, and ended up being a beautiful goal. Kudos to them. Honestly, like the way they like just played and fought and defended despite a man down. Um, I guess like at the end, if there was a team that should have won, it was Newcastle. If not, end up in a 1-1 tie. And I just also want to say this other thing. One of my friends, he was like telling this to me how with West Ham, whenever Adama Traore comes on, from the bench, it feels like as if he is some sort of a bad luck charm where the second he comes on, West Ham concedes a goal or something and they end up like losing the game or tying the game. And that's exactly what happened against Chelsea, where they were winning that game 2-0. I think they were still winning 2-1 when Traore came on, and they ended up losing that game 3-2. They were also beating us 1-0 at their stadium, and then literally the last second of the kick, Sheshko scores, ties it up. We steal a point. So I feel like with us, I feel like Ugarte seems to be that bad luck charm where every second, every single time this man comes on, we end up like conceding right away. Especially it was true for when Amorim was here and Casemiro had to be subbed off because he can't play 90 minutes that much anymore. And then boom, within 5-10 minutes, a goal or two was scored, and we'd end up losing, tying, maybe somewhat winning. Um, with all that said, I don't think I want to see him play for United this season or after the summer. We gotta get rid of him because I don't think he's like a horrible player per se. He's just not the best fit for this team or for what we're looking for, or maybe for Prem in general. I'm not sure what it is that's just not gonna work out with us. And same with Tyrell Malacia too. I feel like that bone bruise of an injury, it just like really killed him. And I don't think there really is a place. Maybe like there could have been a place if he as like a squad player, but I just don't see it. I think it's past him now, and he's also like 26 or 27, so he's up there in age. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have to say off the top of my head right now. I'm curious to see what Kieran has to say.
Yeah, I mean, this I think is probably like the end of like our new manager bounce under Michael Carrick. I mean, the past like I don't know 3 games, so West Ham, Crystal Palace, and today against Newcastle, it's been the same 3 very lethargic, groggy performances where we start very very slow, struggle against a low block or very defensive team, and the difference is against Palace and West Ham, we either had individual brilliance from Šeško or Bruno, or we had a bit of luck with Palace having a man down and us getting a penalty. Today we didn't have that, and it was also one of those games where when plan A doesn't work, there is no plan B, because as you saw with the subs, like that's part of the problem with our team is just there isn't depth. Like if Mbumo or Cunha, for example, doesn't have a good game, who do you turn to? Or like in our midfield, if Casemiro or Kabi doesn't have a good game, you bring on Ugarte, and like no offense to him, but he's just not going to be the same as Casemiro. I mean, Ugarte had that stat under Amram where it was like 7 games, 7 losses. Like I know it's like, you know, correlation isn't causation, but it's not a good look for him. But yeah, I mean, this Newcastle team just epitomizes everything we don't have. They have that physicality, that athleticism, that grit, the ability to win first balls, second balls, loose balls. We don't have any of that. These players, for whatever reason, just don't show that either for a whole game or consistently from game to game. It's also concerning because we played on Sunday, I played today, and people are saying we were tired or fatigued. But if we're in the Champions League next year, we're going to be doing this from September until March of playing Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, Wednesday. So I'm concerned about how these players are kind of getting fatigued or burnt out when this is our shortest season since 1914. It's a very short season for us. We shouldn't be this tired. I don't know. I don't want to overreact because I feel like with every United loss, there's this mass overreaction. There's this mass change of public opinion. But there is a problem. Like we've been playing this poorly for 4 games now. The difference is we got a bit of luck against Everton and Crystal Palace and West Ham. Today, we didn't have that. You know, we were probably lucky that Newcastle didn't have 11 men, or else it could have been a completely different game. That being said, I mean, there's never a good time for a loss, but after today, we have 11, I think 12 days off now. So there's plenty of time to hopefully get some players back from injury and for us to more importantly hit the training ground and figure something out, because we cannot keep struggling to break teams down or have these slow starts. Because if we do that, I think it could be a rocky last, 8, 9 games left. I mean, I know Villa lost, drop points, Liverpool lost, which is important for us, but we can't keep banking on other teams being poor. We kind of have to step up and really finish the season strongly.
Yeah, I agree. And I was gonna say, like, I feel like it was there in the taking for us to like solidify our third position, because I think that's most likely the position that we'll end up finishing in the season, third or fourth. And it just sucks that we couldn't take that 3-point advantage while also potentially being like 6 points behind City for second, because they dropped points against Nottingham Forest. They tied 2-2. And yeah, I mean, like it was there. It was a great opportunity for us to win another game, and there were a lot of opportunities. The way Bruno was passing and creating and putting it on the platter, and I mean, yeah, you could see Jeffrey just showing that heat map of his. That man is just everywhere on the field. Absolute workhorse, and it's just a travesty that our players couldn't really, finish some of those chances that he created. And as far as Kieran was saying about, there being like 11, 12 days since our next game, because I believe that's on March 15th. So yeah, 11 days from today. Against Aston Villa at home. That's like a big game, because we really need to win that game in order to, again, create some separation. I hope that we get some players back. Lisandro Martinez, I feel like we've really missed him the last couple of games, and having him in that back line, again, it stabilizes that defense, but at the same time, the passing, I feel like we've really missed a lot. Going quickly from our end to like the front end, that's something that we badly need. And then as far as like squad depth, I don't know what happened to Mason Mount, because I've heard since like what was it, end of like that Arsenal game, I think, where it was like, oh yeah, it just has a little knock, he'll be back like after 1 game. And now it's been 5 games that he's missed, like roughly 6 weeks, 7 weeks maybe. Like he needs to be back, or else that's another player we might unfortunately have to get him. As much as I love Mason, but availability, that's just been an issue ever since he's joined, and it seems like every 3 or 4 games something happens and he just goes down. And again, like Kieran mentioned, we're playing Champions League next year. You can't like make these excuses of like, oh, playing like 2-3 games. Like we could play like as many as 60 games next year. Almost like a third more of what we play. So having like good rotation, good depth, that's gonna be really important. The subs that like whoever our manager ends up being, it's gonna be really important. So, um, staying fresh, staying injury free, as much injury free as possible. All of that needs to be taken into account. And if we're already like struggling with that, just with prem games, with no pressure, no competition, that's not a good look.
Yeah, I wanna give credit to. I think let's address the positives that we got from this game, right? I think there were some positives in the sense that, um, you know, I think Bruno. This is the first time I saw United, right? And I see the potential in the way. This is the first time I really see United, especially from the angle that we were at. You see like the formations, the way he plays, and all this stuff. And I thought Bruno was absolutely amazing. That what a player. Jesus Christ. I mean, we say right here, 8 chances created, three big chances created. One of them being the assist, and I think, like you guys mentioned earlier, they should have won this game. In my personal opinion, just the lack of finishing that Lenny had, and then there was another header that I think Ugarte missed. I think that was the other one that he missed. Like those are two beautiful chances that you have to put away, especially for a player like Bruno that was just dictating from everything. Um, but I will agree with you both in the sense that you guys are lacking depth. Um, and I'm in agreement with Kieran. It just feels like besides Bruno, I don't know who can cause that amount of havoc. I really don't know.
I
I
mean,
think it's
technically Cunha should be the guy, but and I think he did like on the left side,
certain
but
moments, but you need
yeah,
more.
like
You need
I
more.
feel like he excels more like when he's in the middle, where he could just like get the ball from our half and like just drive it to
Yeah,
the opposition's half, but then he'll also take like a wayward shot too. I don't know, like there's like a
yeah.
quality in him, and we've seen it a lot. But yeah, like
That's
the
the quality, but I
consistent
need more
level,
from him.
exactly the consistent level that Bruno does it. That's like sort of the next step, and
Yeah,
yeah, like we
and
need to
then
see
I
more of that.
and then I also think that Imbuemo is just elite goal scorer, but I don't think he's gonna be the guy that's gonna take you forward in terms of like just taking the scruff, but like just I don't know, like you saw the miss he had today. I don't think he was able to beat his man. Indecisive a few times, and I think he's an elite clinical finisher, that's for sure. And then you see Ahmad, maybe he needs to come in, do all this stuff, but like I agree, there's just no spark that I see nothing. I just don't see nothing when Bruno's not on it or no one's winning chances. And then you guys are weak in midfield in terms of like if you get Casemiro out, that midfield's done. And
Mhm.
God, if you take out Kobe Mano, as we saw later on, like it's just done because you're gonna have Bruno in there trying to run up and down, and then we know the limitations of an Ugarte who just cannot play football at that level that you need at United, especially in that formation when you have like three midfields, one at the 10, and then obviously as a double pivot too. But he's just not that player. Um, I don't know. It's just frustrating for United, and I'm just shocked to hear that we're using the tired excuse. Like, what do you mean you're tired?
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Like
tired?
Newcastle has to play Barcelona next week. And I'm pretty sure they're I'm assuming they're still in FA Cup, so they're gonna have to play again this weekend. And then on Tuesday they're gonna have to go. I don't know if it's at St. James Park or at Barcelona that they go to play. Like, dude, that team showed more energy and more intent.
Yeah,
And they also had Bruno Guimaraes. He wasn't playing today. I think he's injured.
yeah. He wasn't even playing today, so that Bruno and Joelinton midfield is just going to go absolute
Yeah,
bananas.
that's like
And
an
then you
absolute
go Willock,
lethal
and
combo, right?
that is a
And
lethal combo. And then you add Harvey Barnes and Willock coming off the bench, and Alanga starting, who brought the energy too. Shout out to Alanga. I
oh
thought he
yeah,
brought.
Walter Mate also didn't play either. So like,
Oh,
what
Baltimore
could have
didn't even
happened
play.
there?
So it just makes this loss even more embarrassing. And then you add the fact that they only played with 10 men, which is just really frustrating. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just really concerning when you see that. I think United are lacking more game changers because besides Bruno, and for what you want to the level of a United in terms of like competing for the Premier League, getting to that top four, and then you're going into the Champions League. I don't think you have enough, and I think this is the first time we saw today. Besides that patch that they had for the first few games. Like now you're starting to see the limitations when they're not on it, when that patch is over. So now I ask this question as we head on later into the season for United is how are you going to respond now? I said it. Adversity. This is the first time now. How are you going to respond from this? Because you just lost your first game. I'm seeing Paul Scholes talk shit on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw that, which is weird in my opinion, but now you got Paul Scholes talking shit. Now the media's coming to come after you. Now the doubts start looming in. Now the excuses are like falling apart. How are you going to respond now, players? Cunha, Sesko, Mbumo, Ahmad, Ugarte, even though I don't expect anything from you. Kobe Mainu. How are you guys going to respond now? Xerxes, I forgot about him too. Came in, had a few decent moments. I guess that's the one bench player they can have. But is that enough? How are you going to respond? How are you?
What I'll say though is if you just like look at it, there's only 9 games left for us to play. I believe, that was our 29th game that we played. So literally 9 more Premier League games. The end is near for us compared to the Arsenals, the Cities, the Newcastles, whatever. Like they still got like a lot more European competition that they've got. Yeah, even Chelsea too. They have and Aston Villa. I forget which. I don't know if they're in. I think they're in Europa, where they have they could make a deep run in Europe. So there's still more football left for them to play. 9 games. What is 90 times 9? 8,100 minutes. Is that what it is? Something like that. Just go all out. Also, I think it's 810 minutes, not 8,100. That'd be insane. 810 minutes. Just literally give the best 810 minutes that you have.
Right, and I agree.
In the next 2 months. That's it. That's literally it. And you've shown it. Like this is our first loss in like what 2 months, 3 months almost. Like you've shown it that you could like go win, go be undefeated for another like 9 games in a row. Yeah, maybe it's like a combo of 5 wins and 4 draws, but maybe that's all we need to like really just have top 4 qualified and get Champions League, booked for next season. And all we really need to figure out in the summer, which apparently the Ratcliffe and co, they say, Ineos and co, they say that we will have like extra funds in the summer to like go out there and spend. And apparently we're looking to buy a left winger. And I assume hopefully a defensive midfielder, because that would be something that we need since Casemiro is leaving. And we really need a replacement for that badly. But also some money to be spent for like the squad depth that we've been talking about, because that will come into play so much more important next season than it was this season. So obviously that's like another conversation later, like once the summer does arrive. But for now, 9 games, 810 minutes. Give the best 810 minutes that you have, and solidify the Champions League berth. That's it.
Yeah, I mean it's a cliche to say, but treat it like 9 cup finals, because that's our season right now, is just to get Champions League. That's what it comes down to. It is the quintessential of our season. I think if we don't get top 4, top 5, it would be a failure because of how easy it is for us compared to every other Big 6 team, as well as like we're talking about the transfer budget. I mean, if you're in the Champions League, you get way more money. Your budget goes up by like tenfold. So we would have a lot more money to spend on our squad depth if we get into the Champions League. And also being in the Champions League, that's the best, European competition in the world. You can attract the best players. For example, like a Sandro Tonali, who might be unhappy at Newcastle if they don't get Champions League football. If you have Champions League football, you can get a Sandro Tonali, for example, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, it really is like finishing strongly is like the make or break for our budget as well. If we don't get Champions League, we miss out on those type of players.
Yeah, I'm excited when me and Isaac come in and we're just gonna do like the squad depths. Like, who are we gonna sign? Like, who are United gonna sign in terms of like replacement? Because I think me and Isaac would probably like cooking that. Like, I think we would just look at United squad and just be all right. We got to bring in this player. I think this guy from La Liga. Because I think our conversations in terms of who they should get right now to replace scrubs, like, no offense to Ugarte, like scrubs like Ugarte, Malacia, who are just washed, like they're just done. Gotta
Well,
get
the
rid of those
midfield
players.
is easy. His name is Elliot Anderson, and he plays for Nottingham
Well,
Forest.
who knows? I don't know if you'll get an Elliot Anderson. Who knows if they'll splash the cash for 9 million? But
Mate,
that's
we're massive. Manchester United with Champions League football and 100 million to spend. Come on now, United.
You have 9 games left, buddy. We'll
Okay,
wait on that. We have
okay,
9 games.
there's a
We'll wait.
mathematical chance we finish above City, buddy.
There's a mathematical chance you will not. You cannot finish below. You can finish above City. So we're gonna pipe that down for a minute. But
Also, wait, sorry, real quick.
yeah,
Hypothetically
go ahead.
speaking, since apparently Carrick said today that we're gonna target a left winger, who do you guys think like we should low key get if like budget wasn't a thing and we do like qualify for champs?
I think that partially the answer depends on Patrick Dorgu because we don't know what his best position is. Right now, he seems like he was a left winger when he was healthy. So if we envision him being a left winger, then it's like he would have to kind of get a different profile to him, maybe someone who's more technical. But if we do decide Dorgu is going to be a left back, then maybe we get a bigger name winger because, I mean, I like Cunha, but I don't know if he's an out-and-out winger. I don't think he holds the width the same way like an Antoine Semenyo would. I know we can't sign him, but I really don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I think midfield has to be Rafael Leao. Really?
Hey, man, I think he's looking for a big team. Milan or just Leao, maybe. I don't mind that. I know Vinny's probably off the
Isaac, you got any ideas? Anybody from Bayern you can like lend us a hand?
I mean, I just say you splash the cash and get Diamante from Leipzig because he's a bit younger. I think he might even be teens, if not like 20, 21. I think he fits that profile. I think he's a little bit more clinical as well. I think you'd have to beat out some big teams. I think even we've been throwing in some big money for that. But I think if you guys are looking for someone that like you really want to splash the cash with and kind of reinvest in your forward group, I think you go him. And then, I mean, as a U.S. fan, how can I not love a former U.S. high school soccer product going to United for what 100+ mil, 90+ mil? That'd be fun to have.
Okay. I also heard something about. I don't know if it's true now, but like Kvaratskhelia, maybe if he's looking for a move.
It'd be fun.
That's a good little steal.
Steal?
That's a dream. We can dream about that,
bro.
But,
yeah.
You know.
Hey, you might want to leave. You'll be like, screw this PSG team. Bro. I'm not.
Why would he? Why would he leave?
Like, bro, you want a champs and everything? Yeah, I'm like,
I mean, he won already. Why? Go like it's like Casemiro. It's like he was at Madrid. He could have like stayed and rotted in the bench, but he was like, I'm gonna go compete and go to United.
Same. I think there's a difference between Casemiro running on the bench and Kvaratskhelia trying to get starting minutes at a PSG Champions League team.
He might just be bored and be like, I already dominated this league. Let me go to the
He's only won one Champions League though. It's not like he's dominated. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, he's gonna win League One. He already has a Champions League to his name. He's a god.
He's a Serie winner.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think Kvaratskhelia United that could work, man. That's a creative player you need. Physical, he's strong. He's better than Saka. He's better than Saka.
Bring in Pulisic. Might as well go raid the whole AC Milan cabinet.
Honestly, even Pulisic wouldn't be that bad. I don't think so. I just think you need like just a player that can just bring the width. He can score goals, and he's a moments player. Yeah. And I think that's a guy. Like I don't think you need big superstar players. Like maybe besides Leao, but who's out there in the market? I really don't know.
That's my thing. I don't know who's really available as a.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, what, Diamande, I think.
What if we called back Marcus Rashford? Because apparently Carrick loves that guy. So.
No.
Why? I love Rashford.
No. Hey, Karen, he's a big Rashford. He's a big Rashford fan.
Oh, you're a Rashford fan?
Bro, Rashford's the reason why I stayed watching Man United.
I don't know, man. I feel like he doesn't even want to be here. Why keep a player who doesn't want to be at your club?
Yeah.
You know?
Like I think for the best of
Rashford's he can stay at Barca and rock.
If they have the money to pay for him,
there,
you know,
he better win. He's gonna win a double, boy. He better win the champs. He better win La Liga. Hey, I just got blocked out. Damn. All right.
I'm sick of you, man. But I'm kidding. But as always, who I'm not sick of though is obviously our GOAT, Robinson Pictures. Please, as always, please follow at as it says at the top right here. I'm gonna do it right here. At Stone Pictures. Please go follow the account, man. Yep. Shout out to you as always, Mr. Robin Stone, for editing our reels, publishing them, posting on Spotify and YouTube. Please go and follow. He's been doing awesome work for I Believe in You film company, and his album should be coming out soon. I don't know when, but soon. Like, you know, I'm kind of sounding like Drake in the Iceman promotion, but should be coming out soon with his new album. So shout out to, as always, to Mr. Robin Stone, the GOAT himself. But we also got other Premier League games, which I'll try to pull up right now on the screen. I don't know, boys. What do you want? I think the big one today has been obviously the one that me and Richard were consistently watching on our phones was obviously the Arsenal versus Brighton game, and then obviously the Nottingham Forest and the Man City game. Besides, as me, a neutral who is like rooting against Arsenal, and obviously being a United fan as well, for the day, it was just frustrating to see the results that came out at the end of the game. Obviously, Arsenal got a massive 1-0 win over Brighton. Well, massive in the sense that they got the 3 points, not because they played really well or amazing, as we're going to talk about with the recent quotes from Brighton's manager. But also the fact that Man City drew points 2-2 at home against Nottingham Forest. Another goal by Semenyo, and I don't remember who scored the second goal for City, but I did see the equalizer for Nottingham Forest. I think it was Gibbs White, if I'm not mistaken, who scored that.
That backheel flick was nasty. That was nasty.
It was disgusting. So, oh my god, man, this Premier League,
nobody wants to win it. Nobody wants to win it. Nobody wants to qualify for Champions League. It's up in the taking.
It's really up in the air. It really is, and I'm not gonna lose hope yet into my prediction, which is still like not Arsenal winning it, obviously. Arsenal not winning the league, but I will say, it is shaping up to be a very interesting last 2-day, like at the end of the season, like those match day 37 and 38. I think they're going to turn out to be really interesting when you see the opponents that both of these teams have to face off, and then you have to consider the fact that both will be most likely far into the Champions League, unless Madrid have to say something about it, or Leverkusen. But I think with them two being the favorites on their matchups, I think they'll make it far into the Champions League. But yeah, where are we at, boys, with the league title? Because I think this is a big shift, in my opinion. Now, I might be overreacting, but I think for me, it's a real big shift. Because for me, City drawing this at home right before a big Champions League game matchup, and then you consider the fact that Arsenal have just been getting results here and there in the most cruelest ways. I know with the way their style of play. I know. I think for me, it's still like, like I'm feeling a little energy shift, just a little bit, because these are the type of results where I want City to get like a 4-2 win, a 3-0 win against a Forest team that's sitting in where right now, almost in relegation battle. With our friendly team right there in Tottenham Hotspur.
In fact, they're tied. They're tied with West Ham. They're just separated by goal differentials.
Or tied, yeah. So it's like one of these results where for a team like City, it's like, man, it's not good. So I don't know. Where are you guys at right now? I'm more of like, like I'm not fully there yet, but I'm like,
Yeah, like, I mean, I think that. Well, first of all, I had predicted Arsenal to win the league before the season started. And the first 6 weeks, it was looking really bad because I thought Liverpool was going to win it the way they started off so hot, and then obviously they had their crash, and then eventually Arsenal sort of rose up from the top.
Hold up. Before I interrupt you, man, I just gotta say one thing to Liverpool fans: shut your mouths, man. You mouthy scoundrels. Shut your mouths,
bro. They lost 2-1.
God,
they lost 2-1.
Hold up. Get me on. You freaking scoundrels. You guys piss me off on Twitter. Oh my god, the amount of times they were trolling Trent because he got subbed out. I'm like, why do you care about your players so much? How about you focus on your team? Because as I'm about to pull up any minute now, who did you guys lost to again? Who?
The great mighty Wolverhampton.
Hold up. Let me pull that up again. Oh, right. You guys lost to who again? Oh, Wolves. Oh, 2-1. Silly fan base. Silly fan base. How about you go focus on your team before you focus on another player that wanted to leave for a while now, and you've just been so obsessed with the guy? Let it go. Holy crap! Let it go, man. Sorry, I just had to say that. Go ahead, man.
All good.
Go ahead.
No. It's valid. It's a valid crash out. They pissed me off too. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, I mean, when we also had JJ on the podcast, I even told him, I was like, man, as crazy as that result was, I forget who it is that they drew to. I was like, I think it's still in the taking for Arsenal. yeah, well now they're 7 points ahead with a game in hand. And okay, so hypothetically City does win that game, that'd be 4 points. And then City and Arsenal does play later in the season. And if City were to win that game, that'd be like only a 1 point advantage for Arsenal. And if Arsenal were to draw a game here and there, then like that's there for City to take, right? But just the way Arsenal have been playing, the football that they've been playing, it seems like they've been the more consistent team. While as City, even though I think they are playing better now, I think their attack is more fluent and their defense is a little more structured with the signing of Guehi. I don't know. I just think it's still kind of inconsistent, and you saw from that 2-2 draw today against Nottingham Forest. So I don't really see it. I think Arsenal will unfortunately end up winning the title. Um, and again, I don't know what happens in that Man City Arsenal game. Maybe City does win it, but I think Arsenal does find a way to just lift the trophy for the first time in 22 years. But at the same time, never say never against this team. And just the way the season has been going, because it seems like just when a team can take an advantage in whatever it is, whether it's escaping relegation or maybe completely being relegated, but then still like finding a way to maybe not getting relegated, or on the other side of the top of the table where it seems like a team is about to like fully clinch Champions League, but nope, they decide to lose like 3 games in a row, and now you're in that fifth, sixth like hybrid position where you miss out, or even winning the league with like Liverpool and then maybe City and now Arsenal. Anything can happen. Anything is possible. But my final verdict, I think Arsenal wins it, unfortunately.
I'm going to stand by my prediction. I'm still going to say whoever wins the Carabao Cup gets the momentum to win the title. I think that final really is that important. If Arsenal win it, that's the first time they've beaten City in however long. Their first trophy, I think that gives them so much confidence. But I'm slowly tilted toward Arsenal. Like I said before, they have the best team in terms of squad depth. The rotation they have, especially in defense, it's just amazing. I don't think City quite have that depth. And I mean, even with City, like if Holland goes out injured or suspended, they don't have someone who can replace him in terms of like that kind of goal output. And we talk about Rodri a lot, but I mean, it's true. Like if Rodri goes down, which he could, we don't know. I don't know if that City midfield is still as good. I think part of the reason why City have been better is because Rodri has come back, but still, I don't know if I trust him to stay fully healthy based off the past year and a half. You're not too sure. But I just think the way Arsenal can grind out games is that gives them that versatility tool that City don't have. I still feel like City play a certain way to win games, and they kind of struggle like against teams like Forrest, where Arsenal, they can score a goal like they did against Brighton and then just shut up shop for 85 minutes or whatever. They can't. It's not pretty. It's ugly. I get it, but it works. They found a formula they can stick with. I think Arsenal are better suited for it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's the consistency part that really I think I give credit to Arsenal a lot. Is like they have an identity that has been sticking by and working, and I think the more and more they say to themselves, "This is gonna work. This is gonna work. This is gonna work," and they pick up results, then more and more I think they're gonna get confident as the season gets deeper and deeper. The only thing I get concerned with for them is why like it's a shift, but I still feel like City can still grab it, like Richo said, is the fact that City have that experience with the manager and then the core players that they have with Bernardo and Rodri and Holland. But then also I just like the risk that Arsenal will not take in certain games that could bite them back in later on throughout the years. And later on throughout like certain games as the season progresses. Like what if they don't want to take a risk in this game? And then what happened at Wolves happens where a moment of magic can happen and then boom, it's over for them. Because they can't go out and get a necessary win or draw, or they lose on something ridiculous because they didn't take that risk of being earlier on. Because they're very conservative as a team. They remind me of like an Atletico Madrid team that will be conservative, but there'll be moments where they just sit deep too much and then boom, it just bites them back because they weren't enough. So I think that's where I'm kind of concerned with them is when you play that style, you are in the risk of like if you do not close shop really well, you're at risk at completely losing out the game because you're out of rhythm. You have no offensive identity. You're so deep that you're not gonna get another goal, even if you have like the next 10 to 15 minutes. And you don't have a rhythm. Besides maybe the set pieces, which is another thing that they probably do have the advantage because they are probably now the greatest set piece team. But I don't know. I think that's where I'm at. I think the consistency, but I still feel like that style can bite them back. That's what I'm holding on to if I'm coping, I guess, with how good they've been because I do give them credit. They've been really good with the way they play in terms of pressing, in terms of set pieces, but I think offensively they're not that fluid as they used to be in years past. And it's proven because they have a new identity now. So, yeah, I think that's really where I'm at right now. We'll just have to wait and see, but it's just that little shift in the way that City are now like a little bit weaker as they used to in the years prior. That's what the shift is. It's like we know what Arsenal is, but it's like now it's Man City. It's like, that result I do not like. That defense, the inconsistencies, the missed chances, and the fact that I think Holland has also dropped form also speaks volumes as to like why I think City haven't really taken over the league just yet. I don't know if Isaac, you want to say anything else, or any of you boys want to add on to that, but
I mean, no, I mean, yeah, I think like I'm not going to waver off my steady pick that I've had throughout all the year. I feel like I kind of I don't believe in like sort of hopping off that pick, but I think it's fair to say this is just the most worried I've ever been with that pick. I agree with everything that was been said on the sort of panel. If you want to say, I really like Kieran's and their point about their ability to like grind out and sort of how it feels like they're built really to sort of see out the rest of this sort of season. I mean, I agree though. Mathematically, like City are still fully in this. I even disagree. I could even see Arsenal winning the Carabao Cup and City kind of getting a good look at them there and being able to go back and kind of get revenge on the league phase. And then yeah, you make up that game. I mean, who's to say Arsenal wins out? I think we kind of are operating under that assumption, but who's to say they don't drop a game, a random one in there, and then yeah, then we're having a real conversation. And who knows? Maybe City runs away with it in the next 4 or 5 match days. So who knows? And I think just because there's mathematically still a chance, I'm always going to still be taking City in this race. But yeah, I think again, I'll just end it with what I've already said. I've never been more worried about the City's team and their ability to close out a season than I have been right now.
Yeah, I think it's the worrying aspect because now it's like I think if they would have won like 3-0 today, I would say, oh yeah, they took care of business. They beat Nottingham. Like, cool, you took care of business. A team that's about to be relegated, fighting a weaker opposition, but you just draw points. It's like, like you feel that shift. You feel a shift in energy. It's like, oh god, like So that's where I'm at right now. It's like like you said, I like the word worry more than me just saying like for the fifth time. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think that, like Kieran said too, the Carabao Cup will be interesting in the way both teams will respond. But we'll quickly go over the other Premier League games as we've talked about City for a bit. Let me just pull up the league games as I can. I think the other shocking one too, as we were watching before the United game started, was that Aston Villa Chelsea game. Wow, has Villa just dropped points? Like it's kind of insane how much they've dropped points these last few weeks. I would say. I'm not a big Villa fan. I don't follow Villa that too much. I guess I can try to see through the lineup. I don't know if they have. Do you know if they're missing any other big player? I just gotta check the lineup because their form has just really dropped off. And yeah,
I mean, I was just gonna quickly say, like, my whole concern this time was that they were maybe earlier in the season really relying a lot on Morgan Rogers, and I don't know what his offensive output has been recently, specifically in terms of goals and assists. But if he hasn't really been like assisting much or scoring much, maybe that has been a big part of the troubles that Aston Villa is going through. And at the same time, same with Ollie Watkins too. I mean, like he was arguably a top 3 striker last year in the Prem, and this season I don't even know how many goals has he scored. Has he scored any goals this season? I mean, he probably has, but I don't know what
I'm
that
trying to
looks.
look over right now.
I think if you click on his name, yeah, or player profile, that word, yeah.
Let's
And
see.
then if you,
Club or let's do season.
yeah, so 8
He's on
goals,
8
1
goals.
assist, and then if you like
Wow.
click on the arrow.
No, it says right here 2025, 2026, 39
Yeah,
games,
just
8 goals.
click on that arrow, then it'll show the breakdown of like the Prem and the So
Wow.
okay, so all of them have been in Prem. Yeah, and what he scored like 20 goals or something crazy like last year just off the Prem. 30-ish goals. Like I don't know, it's been like night and day with his offensive output. That could be also.
He's not even assisting anymore as he used to too. Look, he's dropped off to like 14, 13 assists, only like 1 this year. And it's like in 28 games. I don't know. Yeah, he has been.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like, look at
don't know.
that 23-24 season, 27 goals, 13 assists. Even last season, like, still 17 goals, 14 assists. But, yeah, I don't know what happened this year to Ollie Watkins.
I don't know. It could be getting to age. I mean, he is a very physical player, a lot of speed in his game. That's what really a lot of England fans wanted from him when he was in the Euros, was like bring him on for Kane's just inability to like run in behind against those fast defenders, and a lot of people just wanted Ollie Watkins to come in and bring the pace and the speed. But I think maybe he's just losing that. I mean, he is 30, so you are losing that factor from him. And I think I'm in agreement with you. I think the fact that they just don't have it's kind of like funny enough, like United. Like if you look at their bench too, um, they just don't like. There's no one on that team that really just like screams like danger. Like Jadon Sancho, like really 20, was it big 2026? We're relying on Jadon Sancho off the bench, who probably focuses more on social media and how he looks than his footballing ability and his consistency in the training pitch. You have Ross Barkley. You got a Tammy Abraham that hasn't done anything since 2020. You have Bailly, and then only Rogers, who's even not even playing in his best spot, and he's playing on the left, which like I don't know why they're doing that for Buendia. I don't know. I don't know. Very concerning for Villa, especially with Champions League. Not Champions League. Sorry, with the top 4 coming in the race for that. Obviously United are still in there, so I guess that's the benefit for United fans too. I guess Villa drop points and they're off form too. But yeah, I don't. We'll have to wait and see. That's the battle. That's going to be an interesting battle till the end of the year. But shout out to Chelsea too. João Pedro, always a player I rate. Got a hat trick today. I didn't get to see the quality of the goals, but I imagine from what I see when I watched him at the Club World Cup against, I think it was Fluminense. Just an amazing talent, an amazing player. Height, physicality, speed, and then technical ability that he brings. I'm just happy to see he got a hat trick, man. That's the player that I completely rate. And hope to see him succeed at Chelsea and for Brazil too. I'm excited to see him at the Brazilian stage and the international stage if he does get called up. But we always have Everton from yesterday's results. We got Bournemouth 0-0 with Brentford. 2-0 win for Everton. Shout out to Everton. They've been picking up some good results in their new stadium at the new ground. So shout out to Everton. Sunderland with a crucial 1-0 win over Leeds. Obviously Wolves 2-1 win over Liverpool. Screw Liverpool. I can't stand that PR fan base. Chelsea obviously got the 4-1 win. Arsenal 1-0 win. West Ham not looking good for Kobe. I think you brought it up, Aricha, earlier when we were at the spot. We were talking about like how these relegation teams are picking up form at the
They
worst
really
time.
don't want to get relegated. They just don't
want to get relegated, man. So
about Burnley, the West Hams, the even Wolverhampton. They've won their like 3 of their wins came in the last 2 months or something.
Yeah.
They might have like a positive point contribution than like Aston Villa and who's the other team that was like Tottenham, I guess, like in the last 5 games. It's crazy.
It's not looking good for my boy Bert, man. Hopefully Colby Gaines. Shout out to Colby Gaines. It's not looking good, man. If these teams are picking up form at the right time, well, for them and not for you, I don't know. But they do have a chance to alleviate things as I think they do play against Crystal Palace tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm scared for them too, man. They're also like kind of like what Isaac said. I'm worried about them, man. I'm starting to get really worried for them, especially with the recent results. And I think if tomorrow they do lose, I think I go up 10% with my fear of them getting relegated. But that's how the table ends right now for the time being until depending on the Tottenham result with Burnley, West Ham, and Wolves at the bottom. And then obviously Arsenal, Man City, and United, the top 3 at the top. I mean, I guess that's a positive thing, guys. You got a bad result, but you guys are still in third. I mean,
we're still in a good place. Exactly. Like
we're still in a good spot. And I'm just curious to see how you guys will really respond to how you guys have been, this adversity, from this loss too. I'm just curious to see how you guys will pick it up from. But before we go on to close off our show with a little bit of La Liga, which will probably be a quick one because obviously Copa del Rey is. As always, please come out and show some love to the account. Go follow our TikTok, our Instagram. Shout out to every one of you guys that have been liking and being commenting on our comment sections and our posts and stuff. We appreciate the love, and we hope to do more content, especially if there's more games coming up with Champions League next week, and then obviously with the Prem, Serie A, La Liga, Copa del Rey, everything, and obviously World Cup as well. With hopefully the Finalissima doesn't get postponed with everything that's been going on with the last few weeks around the world. But closing off with La Liga. Crucial matchups yesterday and today. Big win not really a big win because they won 3-0, but they got a crucial for mainly for Atletico Madrid. They got a positive, not too bad result in the fact that they've qualified through aggregate 4-3 on aggregate for Atletico Madrid. They are going to the Copa del Rey final. Also for Athletic Club, for Real Sociedad as well, who I think got through as well and are heading to the final as well. So we will be seeing an Atletico Madrid versus Real Sociedad Copa del Rey final, which is going to be interesting. Going to be a Real Sociedad fan, obviously, because I have much despise for that other side of Madrid team, and for their managers and for their players. But I will say, if I can pull up real quick before we head off, man, I gotta give my props to Barca, man. I know they got knocked out and they didn't win, and they're not gonna win the treble now, which is one of their ambitions. But I will say, do they have? I'm just gonna name three really, that really stood out. I guess you consider four. Obviously, we know Lamine. For me, the best player in the world. Just like, I don't know if he's gonna win the Ballon d'Or because we have a lot to do. But for me, like, the way he can impact the game, and just create something out of nothing with such ease and power and finesse. And this is me as a Madrid fan. Like, I'm not a big Barca fan. You know me. But I have to, when I see talent, when I see a player, you're just like, you got to put your hands up and just say, man, what a talent. And I will say this: I think him and Bruno right now are the two best chance creators in the world. I think Bruno today, I was just amazed, just from the fact that you can pass the ball from anywhere. Obviously, from like the midfield area in the middle zone, even from the left or right, doesn't really matter. But Lamine's just force of gravity in terms of just being on the wing and just being able to create something out of nothing is just I haven't, like, it's just unheard of, especially for his age. Like, an 18, 19-year-old being the best chance creator at this time is just not fair, especially when you look at his physique. The club that he's playing for is just, what a special player. Like, we've played against Atletico Madrid so many times. Vinny, Mbappe, other wingers in around Europe. Every time him, Lamine, and Pedri just go up against this Atletico Madrid team, they just own them. They just know how to break them down. And it's just, I just get so envious of that, because every time they have a pass or they have the right decision making in mind or the right idea or the right shot, it's just a guaranteed goal. And you can see it for the amount of times that they were able to score past this Atletico Madrid team. While we can break them down barely, we have to go through headers or fucking free kicks by that matter. But I just give them props. I think they're the one of the top 3 or top 5 chance creators in the world, man. And it's just unfair. And the third player obviously was Kubarsi. I think he's just a special talent as well. Probably is the best young center back in the world right now. Just his leadership, his composure, the fact that he was able to defend that high line on his own and just stop counters is just absolutely amazing, man. And then you just add on to the fact that, and you just look at everywhere. He was just everywhere on the pitch. I mean, look at the heat map. He was just everywhere. And it's just a player that, on the left, on the right, it doesn't matter. His passing as well, his chance creating. I mean, look at those passing stats for a center back. I mean, 108 out of 114. I mean, this is just insane for a center back. This is insane. And then I'll just look at Pedri's stats as well. I mean, the expected assists and then the passing rate as well. The 2 chances created, but then it's just the way he just takes the game and stuff. It's just not. It's just insane. And then I think for Lamine, I think this was like he broke the record for like one of the most successful dribbles completed in the game. Like, he had like what? Let's see. I'm trying to look at the defense, the dribbling stats for him. I don't have him here, but I mean, just look at the heat map. I mean, on that right hand side, no one was able to guard him. No one, absolutely no one. So just an amazing team, and they're going to be so dangerous when they go up against Newcastle, man. I don't know. I don't know. I think Newcastle are going to get a rude awakening from them in the next few coming days, man. Because I think they're absolutely going to smoke Newcastle. From what I saw, man, it's just insane. Um, but shout out to Lamine Pedri, just two players that I give my salute, man. I give my real salute. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting Copa del Rey. Obviously, the bad news as well for Madrid has been obviously the injury to Rodrigo. Obviously, I'm the Madrid fan here, so I got to give my opinion on that. Unfortunate news. We've criticized United's board, Spurs' board, the medical teams. I just really hope to God we get rid of whoever's managing that medical team on Madrid side, because I don't know if you saw the news, but apparently he had like his knee issues were going on since 2023. So the fact, and it's proven through like the stitches that he had, even I believe heading into 2024 when we played against Man City, and the fact that Rodrigo had to play like 30 minutes already with the ACL already torn up, or with a bit of rupture to it. The fact that we allowed him to play through that is just inexcusable. It's disgusting. It's vile. It's unprofessional. And I hope to God that they get sacked by the end of this year. Whoever it is, I don't care if it's Pintus, I don't care if it's some other young girl or guy or medical team or statisticians. I don't care who it is. It can be you, Isaac, by any matter, running my team. And I hope I'll get you on my team, because this cannot happen. This is just inexcusable. And you probably just ruined the biggest dreams for a player like Rodrigo to go to his second World Cup and just deliver on the biggest stage, which is the World Cup. So it's just a shame. And I just really hope in the future our teams just come and figure out, like, let's get the right pieces. Let's get into advanced medical teams and all that type of stuff. Let's figure this out, and let's not have a year where like we've had like 6 ACL tears, 4 hamstring injuries. Our players are missing for like 4 months, 5 months potentially. Everyone's going down with a muscle tear or something. I just want better from this medical team, because it's just unexcusable to the fact that we've allowed that amount of ACL injuries for the last few years. Sackable. Get rid of them. And I'll go more into this board before we go on to Champions League, because I think we're running out of time here. But there's a lot of things, because we've been awful these last 2 games. Last 3, I would say. Besides the Benfica game, because we got a massive result. But in La Liga, the last 2 games have been absolutely disgusting. So I won't go too much into them, because I'll be on here for like another 2 hours just rambling about how poor the board is, the players, the attitudes. That's as I predicted. Because again, it's not really a manager thing, it's not a player's thing. It's a whole combination of everything with structure and everything. But that's for another time. But for that medical team, I hope you're listening to this. Get the hell out of my club, man. Get the hell out of my club. Get out, man. Just leave. You've ruined everything. You've ruined my happiness. And in all honesty, you've killed my mood for the week, man. You killed it. Look what you did. My team lost. My friend's team's lost. Barca won, although they got knocked out, but still. Look what you did. You ruined my week, man. Thank you. And I got sick, too. They lose on the same day I get sick. Thank you. I got sick because of Real Madrid, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But that's all I really got for you boys. It was a short episode, obviously. Shorter compared to the last few that we've had. Obviously, because there's not that many games, to be quite honest, to really talk about. But that's all I got. FA Cup, we got this coming weekend. And I think this weekend we will be making our UCL predictions as well as we get into the round of 16. And into those closing playoff games as well for the World Cup and the qualifiers. And so I'm excited to see what's going to transpire from that as well. But I think that's all I got. If you got anything else to say it now. Or the door shall be closed.
Man United will win the Premier League in 2026.
And that's where I end the episode, man. You've been listening to episode 28 of the Out on the Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jeffrey Canova, joined by my lovely co-host in Isaac Housen, Kieran Keneally, and Richard Chargy, the positive United fan. Hope to see you in the next one as well. Have a good night.